Hey guys, in this episode, Alex Sinclair is here to give a lecture on how to flat your pages. Alex just started his own YouTube channel and the video where he sets up his own Photoshop files over on his channel. Thanks and enjoy the video.
I also recommend that if you're working in layers, do it like this, where the inks are floating. They're not solid like this with the white and the black. Now, so once I color, I'm done coloring and I'm gonna do the special effects, I'll actually bring the inks into a layer, because then I just flatten the file and that becomes what it is. We used to trap the files, which meant squeezing the color underneath the black when the old presses, the old style of printing was used. Now it's all digital and it's all different, and so there's no problems with that anymore, and so we don't have to worry about it. All right, and then flatting. Flatting is simply using the lasso tool, and I prefer the lasso tool over the magic wand tool because it gives me crisp lines, right? And so up here where it says anti-alias, I make sure that that's turned off for my lasso tool, my magic wand tool, and my bucket tool. That means that the selection is going to be crisp when it's turned off. When you turn it on, it's soft edged. Like you see when you zoom in on JPEGs, you see this really soft edging where the colors marry. We want the opposite of that for flatting. You want crisp colors that you can select, and that way you won't have color halos coming out from underneath the blacks. Okay, they're easy to select too, and so using that, I'll go through, and I work from in chunks. So I'll select the entire panel and fill it with that extreme background color.
Hey guys, if you're interested in learning from Ryan, he just put a tutorial going through the fundamentals of drawing up on Proco.com. In it, he teaches the skills that he uses every day as a professional artist. The course has about 1 hour of lectures and 3 hours total of unnarrated demos. There are also assignments and exercises you can do to improve your craft. If you'd be interested in learning more, check out the link in the description. Thanks, and back to the video.
And then once I have this done, I can go back in and start to flat the details. And for flatting, I work foreground to background. That's just because the foreground elements are bigger. And so that as I select this hand here, I don't have to worry about anything that is behind that hand anymore. Another setting on your tools that you're gonna wanna worry about is contiguous and non-contiguous. And I'll show you what that means. Those are, again, in the bucket tool. This here, if I click contiguous, it'll only fill in the green here. All right, so even if I had selected part of the Hulk here, by having contiguous on, it'll only do this instance where this green is. If I turn it off and I click here, it fills every instance that's selected within that color. For me, the way I use this a lot is Flatter does a page for me. They didn't necessarily use the exact colors I use on the Hulk, but I turned contiguous off because they've flatted the Hulk with the same green, even though it's not the right green. But by just clicking one of the green parts with the green I want, I fill all of them in. So as I'm selecting, you're kind of seeing where I'm being sloppy in some areas where I don't care that I'm going over the green here. And that's because since that green is so different from the gray on the background, when I click with the bucket tool, it knows to only fill that specific color, right? So if you're using colors that are very similar, you'll want to adjust your tolerance, and I'll show you what that is in a second here. I'm only worrying about the areas where the objects have the exact same color, but they're different. And so I'm not worried here because the green and the white are different, and the green and the yellow, and I mean the gray and the yellow, the gray and the white, and the gray and the green are different, okay? So when I go to my bucket tool, if my tolerance is set to 0, it's only going to fill that one color appearance. And so as I go and get my rubble here, and I click here, it's not gonna fill the green with the gray, or the yellow, or the white, because it's not the same color. And so I'll go through the whole page doing this, etc., etc., etc. And when the page is done, it looks like this. These are the flat colors. This is what I mean by crisp lines. The edges between the colors are nice and crisp. So when I select them, it's not that big of a deal.